Shout out to ZocDoc for sponsoring this episode of Making Moves. For those of you that don't know, ZocDoc is a free app that shows you doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them. On ZocDoc, you can find every specialist under the sun, whether you're trying to straighten those teeth, fix an achy back, get a mole checked out, or anything else, ZocDoc has you covered. ZocDoc's mobile app is as easy as ordering a ride to a restaurant or getting a delivery to your house. Search, find, and book doctors with just a few taps. Go to ZocDoc.com/moves and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for the top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/moves. ZocDoc.com/moves. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Making Moves. I'm here today with the fabulous Lily Adel.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Happy to be here.
I have been dying to meet you in real life for, I don't know how many years it has been that I've followed you.
But
Probably a couple.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like, because I met you, when that sweatshirt came out, that was 2 years ago?
Yeah. So it's probably been like maybe 3 or 4 years I've been following you.
Something like that.
Yeah, I know. I'm a huge fan. Anyway, Lily, tell me a little bit about yourself for some reason. If someone doesn't know who you are, give us the elevator pitch, the 411 on Lily and how you are here.
I can ramble, so I'll keep it short.
That's
so
fine.
my name is Lily Adel, and I am the owner, founder, creative director of Clyque the Label. Clyque is a collection of women's basic bodysuits and dresses that are like your fundamental pieces in your wardrobe kind of vibe. And I feel like I am here because combined with the brand, I feel like I have a social media presence that's very much based on like, this is what I wear, this is how I'm styling my everyday apparel, and I feel like that might be a little relatable. So and that combined with the brand creates kind of like an aesthetic and a hand-in-hand kind of thing. And that's pretty much me.
I feel like you're like the real life it girl, but like when I follow too many social media influencers, which I love to do, like sometimes I know how it is, like you need to like put out content, but I feel like you're just like living the reality.
Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I
You're
agree.
just like living the cool life.
I mean, thank you. I love that you think it's cool because, I mean, I just feel like social media, I've always treated it like my diary. Even back when like it was like, I mean, I'm coming from a time where there was LiveJournal. So, I mean, that's what was happening when I was in high school.
Okay.
So, you know, I've gone through all of the stages of the LiveJournal, the MySpace, Facebook, and then now Instagram, where people have obviously monetized so well on it. And of course, I have to an extent as well. But I just kind of feel like I've always just said, this is what I do in my life. This is what's up. And this is just kind of like my take on it. And I just show my reality.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes I'm not in a mood to post. And sometimes I am. And sometimes my outfit's cute. And sometimes it's really boring.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just kind of feel like it's just a little glimpse into my everyday. And, you know, I try to romanticize my life, so I feel like people think that it's more aesthetic than it is, you know? And so I feel like you see that, and then it does feel probably a little bit more cool. But, I mean, it's just...
who doesn't, though, like show the cool parts of their life on social media?
Yeah. But also, like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like when it's a little bit overdone, it doesn't feel authentic. And I think that's why certain people do so well, too, because they do show this is exactly what it is. Here's an unfiltered version. My best friend, for example, like she does such a fabulous job. And it's like, that's fun for me for social. Like, I like to see the people who just show it for what it is. And it's
100%.
not so like fake and like propped and set up. But anyways, long story short, I feel like I appreciate that. But it's just definitely like my everyday life. And I just, you know, come and go as I please.
No, totally. That reminds me of... Do you follow Vivienne Westwood on Instagram?
No.
Okay, you should, because the other day they had their Paris Fashion Week show.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding you, it looked like not a 13-year-old, like the coolest 16-year-old you know took over their Instagram story, and they were posting like, it felt like they like weren't asking for permission, and like and Vivienne Westwood would be like, what are you doing? But it was so cool, and so it was the most like authentic I've ever seen a brand capture a show. It was crazy.
Oh, I love that.
Like, it was almost like too much fly on the wall, but in the best way.
Yeah. Well, also, I feel like designers should probably take note from that, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like it's so serious, and it's always been so unattainable, and especially with the way that things are going now, I think that's a really smart thing to do because it makes it, one, more exciting, and two, like it makes it more accessible for other people. Like, I know Vivienne Westwood had that necklace that everybody's wearing, and it's like, do they even know who she is?
Yeah.
Like, do they even know the story of the bridal dresses and all those kinds of things? So it's really cool because now you might introduce that to somebody.
100%.
And then they might one day want to get married in one of her gowns. So it's like, I don't know, that's really smart.
It is
very,
really
very
smart. That necklace like took the world by storm.
Yeah. Which is wild because it's very like, I mean, it's so iconic. It's been around since Paris Hilton's era.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
100%. Anyway, speaking of style, you're from LA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Born and raised.
Yep.
Valley girl?
Yep.
Okay. And what is that like? Because I can't even hardly comprehend that being like, I'm from the Midwest. Like, I grew up with like the sports, the seasons, college. Like, what's it like growing up in LA? Like, give us a little.
So we grew up where when we were in senior year of high school, we were going to Ladue.
Hilarious. We're the hills.
Yeah. And we were running around in the backgrounds of all those shots and stuff, like, and then we would go to homeroom the next morning. So it's definitely a little different. I joke because my boyfriend's from Sarasota, Florida, and he always says, like, I can't understand what your life was because we experience and we're open to that kind of stuff so early. And, you know, that was our experience. And so we got burnt out early too, though. So, you know, it was definitely really fun.
So what age was that? Did you start going there?
18.
Okay.
Maybe,
I love it.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like the TikTokers now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we weren't supposed to be there, but that was like also a golden era of the clubbing. Like
100%.
We would see, you know, the Hiltons of this, of that, like Lindsay Lohan coming out and stumbling out of the club. And of course, like we were always sober because we weren't quite there yet. Yeah. But that's what we experienced, and that was like our normal.
Iconic.
Yeah. And so, you know, we weren't really into sports or anything like that, but we definitely, you know, grew up. My best friend and I, we had like notebooks where we would pass to each other where we were like obsessed with them, and then we would see them at night, and then it just was just like, wow, this is kind of really iconic, and it was just a whole different experience than what I feel like everybody else had. And I don't know, it was always so easy. Like it was 20 minutes from our house. And
wait, how would you, I'm like, was there Uber?
No.
So what would you do?
It's another reason why we had to be sober. We would have to drive ourselves. So we would drive, we would get so dolled up and be there so early, wait until like the time to walk in, and then we would leave after an hour and a half because we had to go home.
Dead.
So yeah.
Hilarious. I do agree with you. I feel like that club like hype is not there anymore. Like the Hides, the One Oaks, the like that used to be the shit. And now why is it not like the shit anymore? I guess it's Saddle Ranch.
Yeah.
Literally, like where do you go?
No, I mean that's what I always say. Like where do the kids go? But I feel like it's a lot of house stuff these days, right? Like house
like
parties,
events, like parties, like brand parties.
I do also feel like the pandemic changed a lot. I don't think clubs will ever be what it was. Really? I think it's done. I don't know. It was just a different time. Music was different. You know,
True.
We had DJs that didn't just like, I don't know. It was just like a vibe. Like, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. I mean, I always think about this because I have girls that work for me that are much younger, and they tell me the things that they do on the weekend. I'm like, that is so not fun. What do you guys dance? I feel like the whole time they're videoing themselves, and it's just kind of like, what? Don't you guys talk to each other? Do you dance? Like, do you like take pride in like dressing up and like all these things? It's just like I feel like everyone goes out in sweatpants and does a little video of themselves and the whole time. And so I don't know. I just don't feel like it's very different.
I will say two things. One, the dressing up part. Like I feel like I agree.
Yeah.
People don't like put an outfit together like they used to, kind of. And the dancing, that's so true. People just like, I feel like are on their phones
the whole time.
But what's weird is when you like know someone from social media, or you guys are like friends, and then you see each other out and about. Like I'm the type of girl, I'm like, hi, How
Yeah.
are you? I'm like, remember when we followed each other a couple years ago? Like, I'm that type of person. But most people aren't. They're like awkward. They don't want to say hi. Like, and I get it.
Yeah.
So I feel like the phones maybe is what makes it weird.
Yeah, for sure. Again, we didn't really have that back
Yeah.
then. Like, we took photos on a digital camera,
Which is
and
iconic.
We still have those SIM cards.
Yeah.
That's what you call it, right?
Yeah.
We still have all those
memory
things.
card.
But
Yeah.
memory cards. But like, it was different. It was not like that. And like, if you wanted to post the photo, you had to wait like 2 days, and like there wasn't color correcting. There was none of that.
No
You took the
filter.
photo, if you had a zit in your face, that was gonna show.
Yeah.
And you would post it on your live journal, and then everyone would, ooh
So
and
cool.
ah from there. But, it was just a different time. And I do think the phone has totally changed all of it in general.
Yeah.
Like even up until prior to pandemic, when I would go out, you're looking at like the tables, like the bottle service,
Yeah.
and everyone's just typing. We used to just be on top of the table dancing the entire night until our feet were like swollen. So I don't know. It's different. But long story short, to answer your question, growing up in LA and in that kind of world was really exciting. We have all obviously amazing stories, but I do feel like we burnt out. Like I'm at a point now, like you can't pay me to go to a club.
Yeah.
It's no. There's too many people pushing and shoving me. Like it's goodbye.
No, that is true.
Yeah.
So, question though about when they were filming The Hills, were you guys watching it?
Yeah, they did it like in live time. Like it would be out there and all the cameras everywhere.
Were you guys like, because I feel like I was obsessed with The Hills. Were you and your friends obsessed with The Hills?
I think it was also a time where we didn't know what it was yet.
Got it.
Right. And then when we knew, of course, it was like, oh, we were there and it was really fun. But I've never really been into that kind of stuff. But my friends definitely loved it. And it was definitely a treat. But like we would see Misha Barton all the time too. What's that show? OC, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like all those kids were all over the place. And so it was just, it also desensitized us to celebrity.
Totally.
Like we weren't, in the beginning, it was exciting because we were kids. But then we're like, oh.
You're like,
it's not
oh,
a
it's
big
blah,
deal.
blah, blah.
Yeah. And so I feel like, whereas someone maybe from the Midwest, you come there and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe these people are here. And it never gets old, I'm sure. So the star thing just kind of faded for us. We were just like, yeah, we see them all the time. And of course, I've always worked in Calabasas and Woodland Hills, Hidden Hills. You
And
see
that's where they all
Drake.
live.
Yeah, you see Drake every day. So it's like,
Exactly.
Hey.
So cool. Okay, speaking of the Valley, that was the birth of your first store.
Yes.
Correct? LA?
Yes.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that. Like, and how did you get into fashion?
So I've always just worked retail since I was like 15. I've just had an extensive career in retail, and I knew early that I'm not the type person to work for other people.
Okay.
Because of course I'm a Capricorn. I think that I'm the boss and that I need to be in charge of everything. So
Slay.
eventually it gets to a point where it kind of was the only thing to do for me because I just felt like I knew enough to do it on my own. And so very young, at 25, I opened my store.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool.
Thank you.
I also feel like at that time, like being an entrepreneur, like especially female, like that was not normal.
And I mean, I felt like I knew enough, but also I had so much more to learn.
Yeah.
And so, of course, like very much from the beginning, I was constantly learning as I was going. And I had my parents help me, which was fantastic. And so I opened the store, and it was this huge store. And it was very, very overwhelming. And it was also very exciting. But, for about 9 years, I had it in my own hometown where I grew up, and I went to high school and everything. So I had a lot of support. My friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my friends, my family, my parents' friends and family, like everybody was coming in, and it was so exciting and it was so fun. But I had it for about 9 years, and we did kind of like the fast fashion kind of thing that like you see online all the time.
Okay.
But before those stores, like let's say the Fashion Novas and the Princess Polly and stuff, before those like really picked up, I was selling them in person and mixing it with brands like, let's say, Levi's, A Goldie, and things like that.
Love A Goldie.
So that you can kind of pair, look, you can have your, like my motto always is, it's like you'll have your fundamentals, but then you have like a little bit less expensive stuff to mix in. And yeah, I did that for a pretty good amount of time until it was time to say goodbye.
To wrap this up in a bow, like what did you learn from that / how did you decide you wanted to move on to having an e-commerce like brand? And like what did you learn from having a brick and mortar store?
It consists of blood, sweat, and tears. There is a lot of work that goes into a brick and mortar because you physically have to be there every single day.
100%.
Yeah. And there, I know like some people feel like, oh, it's like a fun shop kind of thing. Yeah, it's fun, but like it's taxing. And
100%.
I hate to sound like this, but whatever. The amount of work that you're putting in for what you're receiving or you're getting out of it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's a labor of love. That's what I always say. Like, it's a passion project unless you're like, let's say an Elise Walker or one of those really great designer stores where it's like a house of Mecca, like a fashion house. It really makes no sense. And so, well, for me at least, in my perspective and the kind of lifestyle I wanted to live. So I started to feel a little bit kind of like trapped because I would travel and then like I would feel like a guilt or I felt like I couldn't leave. And my employees, like I had a handful of really good ones, but then also a couple bad eggs that made it like I felt like I couldn't leave the store alone. And then it took a toll on me. I want to travel. I want to date. I want to do things. And I want to also do other creative things. And I wasn't able to do that. And I don't know, eventually, Clyque came up maybe like 3 years or 2 years, 2 years into the store.
Got it.
And I saw how much it brought life back into my everyday, and I was able to get creative and do fun things and make something out of nothing. And I just enjoyed the process so much more. And again, it was reliant more on me in a different space. So I started to really it took me like a good 2 years to make the decision. And finally, I was just like, you know what? I think this chapter is done for me. I'm just going to focus on the e-com so I can fully give it 110%. And I did. And it was very sad for me because
I can only imagine. It's like literally like a funeral.
Yeah. And, it was all I knew. Forever, I've just been basically like, working. It was very sad for me because I felt that it's all I knew because I was getting up in the morning and going to work and then socializing with my girls who were like my friends and then, the customers that would come in. It was like a community. So then all of a sudden I'm working from home full time in my office.
It's hard.
I'm like, I need to talk to somebody. Like I would like call my mom for 2 hours a day. Like I need to be social. Like I felt like it ripped apart out of me. And I'm just now like finding my rhythm. It's taken almost like 9-10 months. But it's very complicated. It's hard. But I love the e-com side because you're reaching so many more people. And that for me has become kind of like my saving grace because I'm seeing my stuff on people across the nation, even places like Dubai, which is so cool. Fantastic. Whereas my store was limited, just to my community. So, there's pros and cons, but ultimately I think it was the right decision.
I love that so much. And it even just like, I can't even imagine the like different types of people you have now wearing it. It's like different ages too. Like I'm sure it's such a fun thing to see like across the internet.
Absolutely. I will say though, like there's nothing like trying things on in person.
Yeah.
And it does make me sad that we're in a world where there aren't that many stores anymore. Like I always think about this, like on a Saturday or on Sunday when the man's is watching football, I just want to go shop. And there's nowhere to go, or there's a few places, but they're all very expensive because they're the only ones who really survived the pandemic. And it's tough. So I don't know. I feel it does make me sad because sometimes, especially jeans, I want to go in a store and try on 30 pairs of jeans and just be like, okay, I'm good for the season or for the next year.
100%.
It's truly impossible to order jeans online. And they're what? Next thing you know, if you order just a few to like order to try on, it's a $2,000 invoice. And then like, I don't know. It's not the same.
No, totally. I went to the Century City Mall for like the first time in like forever the other day. And I was walking around and I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like it almost feels like you're on a scavenger hunt and when you find something you actually want or that fits like a glove, you're like, yes.
Yep.
Like it's like rewarding that way.
You feel like someone gets you.
Yes, but like having so much access to the internet at any time to like buy whatever, obviously it's such a huge privilege we have, but also it's like, I don't know, something about being in a mall and finding like those one or two pieces.
Yep.
Is like so fun.
Yeah. And then like just walking away with a bag.
Yeah.
Right. And just feeling like you got a solid piece, and I think sometimes with online, you order something and there's a part of you that goes, whatever, I just don't want to return it. I don't want to deal with it.
Oh, 100%.
And so you don't necessarily always love it, like maybe 80%.
Yeah.
And versus when you're in a store, you're sold. You're 100% in and you're so happy with your purchase. But because you did it, you've already done legwork. And then when you're ordering something, it's just kind of like, oh, well, I don't want to deal with the whole process.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much to ZocDoc for sponsoring this episode of Making Moves. If you're a fan of it, sushi is incredible. But gas station sushi, not so much. Finding the right sushi makes all the difference. The same goes for finding the right doctor. With ZocDoc, you can find the right doctor for you in your network and in your neighborhood. One that will make you feel like you're in good hands, you're supported, and you're heard, even if you're telling them about your favorite sushi place. For those of you that don't know, ZocDoc is a free app that shows you doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them. I personally love ZocDoc because I think it's the perfect thing to use, especially if you just moved to a new city, don't have many friends yet, and you're looking for any kind of doctor. This is an amazing app to go to because they'll give you actual good recommendations that are in line with your insurance and all the things. It is just fabulous. I know it can be intimidating when you move to a new city and you're trying to find your spots, your doctors, and ZocDoc ultimately has the best recommendations for doctors. On ZocDoc, you can find every specialist under the sun, whether you're trying to straighten those teeth, fix an achy back, get a mole checked out, or anything else, ZocDoc has you covered. ZocDoc's mobile app is as easy as ordering a ride to a restaurant or getting a delivery to your house. Search, find, and book doctors with just a few taps. Go to ZocDoc.com/moves and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for the top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/moves. ZocDoc.com/moves. But I feel like you've done a great job with Clyque, like making it feel like you're there, showing how everything fits. Like I love your stories when you're showing because it's primarily bodysuits, correct?
Bodysuits and dresses. I'm wearing a dress now.
So cute.
Yeah,
I need to get a dress or a bodysuit.
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit. Why did you want to start out with bodysuits?
So
It seems like a challenging thing to start with.
it is. Creating a bodysuit that fits is actually really, really hard, by the way. But I'll get into that.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding?
I always had this idea when I had my store because I always felt that bodysuits look the most polished, right? Like you'll wear a t-shirt and then you tuck it into your jeans all day and then you're like go to the bathroom and you have to refix it and like it never looks right and then like a piece comes out and it's annoying.
Yeah.
So and then also like if you want something just to fit nice and snug on your body, nothing will look as good as a bodysuit because it, of course, snaps at the bottom. And so having my store, I always saw that people would look for it and they wanted just easy stuff and no one was making it. And if they did, it was either very expensive designer or it wasn't practical. So alongside that, I would take these mental notes of what people were looking for. And this was one of the most in demand.
Wow.
And people just wanted basic colors because, most people, especially when it comes to basics, they want it in every color. So I said, okay, well, I'd love to create a bodysuit brand of basics and just do black and white. That was like my initial thing. And I always said that I was going to name them after my friends because like, your Clyque or your ride or die friends, they always come through for you in the clutch, right?
Ah, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, the brand's called Clyque, guys. And yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, and so, like you want to be able to go in your closet and grab that bodysuit and throw it on with jeans and done. Effortless, no thought needed, done. So, as I started developing it, I started to see that is a very complicated thing. So that's probably why so many people weren't doing it as far as basics go. Because, there's torso lengths. This person is this chest with this length and they're short with this length, and I'm short torsoed and, and I have boobs but I like things big. And so like we were going back and forth with it for so long. And I think we just kind of like nailed the fit in the last year. And we've spent a lot of money in production and development to like really like get it solid. So I'm very happy with it.
That's hard. Production and finding a good manufacturer and stuff. That's like, it's so hard to find good people that you can trust.
Yeah, and I
got fabrics.
Yeah. The fabric is the hardest part for me right now, actually, because everything that I like is $1 million, and it's just, and I'm trying to keep things like a decent price point, like we're trying to say like within the underneath the $100 mark, especially with the production, and the fabric we're picking is really quality. And then some things go a little bit over because there's nothing I can do. But I got very lucky because my girlfriend actually has a brand and she is friendly with them, family friends with my manufacturers. So she kind of like hooked it up and like set it up from there. And it's actually a female run company.
No way.
Yeah. And they are so badass. They like
the manufacturer? Oh my gosh. Okay, awesome.
And they're so fabulous and, they get it and I'm comfortable. And in an industry like apparel, there's a lot of shady business,
100%.
A lot of like men that like take advantage kind of thing and like think that you're stupid so you don't know. And so I'm so happy to be with them and they take care of me. Like they help me in so many ways. Yeah.
I'm
great.
so happy for you
Thank
because
you.
that's hard.
It's very hard. But like there's so many components to it that it's never easy, Like I have stuff that's stuck in Italy right now that I can't get shipped out because their dye house is backed up and my production's stuck. So it's like, it's
and people
never
are like, where's the new stuff? You're like,
I'm like, well, I don't know. I can't when it
might
shows
have to go
up.
to Italy.
Yeah. So it's like, you never know. But it being with people that care and treat your business like it's also part of theirs is so great. And I'm so grateful for having such a fabulous team.
I love what you've done. And I'm so happy you found good people around you because that's so hard to do. Speaking of people around you, what was your first big hire with Clyque? Like, who do you find to be the most valuable person on your team?
Easy. The manager / my assistant of the brand. We call her econ manager, but she's really like the manager of basically everything.
Of Lily Adel.
Yeah, her name is Jamie. She is actually very young, and she's been with me since for almost 3 years.
Wow. Shout out Jamie.
Yeah, she is so great because that girl has patience that I don't even have, but it's great because she's loyal and she gets me, and I'm a very direct person, and sometimes like when I come out like fierce.
Strong.
And she just like hears what I'm saying and just gets it done. And she just has been with me and understands what I like, and she's just fantastic. She's a doer. She gets things like I don't have to ask her twice. She just does it. And then she takes the initiative. Sometimes so much so where I'm like, hey, did you want to talk to me about it?
Yeah.
But she just does it, which is great. And you want that from somebody, because you're putting your entire business, which is your livelihood, in someone else's hands from time to time. And it's important to have somebody that really carries it as if you were doing it.
Yeah.
Even it's in situations like, I had COVID or I go out of town. I want to know that like my business is being run as if it were me. And she does that and she's fantastic. So I would say definitely her. And she also helps me with everything else in my life.
Love. Like for someone that's in your position, they're looking to hire someone. Like what qualities are you looking for when you're trying to hire?
Well, that.
Yeah.
Initiative is very important, but just someone
how can you see that though? Sorry to interrupt.
No worries. Good question, because I feel like that's something that doesn't show until you're actually working.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like with her, like I took a leap of faith because I really liked her approach.
Okay.
She came up to me at a pop-up and she knew I was going to be there, and she walked up to me and said, "Hi, I've emailed you my resume and I just wanted to introduce myself to you in person before you open it and let you know who I am and what I'm about. And I was like, you know what? That's some shit I would do.
Yeah.
So I love that. And she had no retail experience, nothing. But I knew that because of her approach, she would be eager to learn. And so I took the time and invested in her and taught her.
That's smart.
Yeah. So I think like approach is everything. People don't realize that. Like there's been times where I've like said, we're hiring for so-and-so. And then people email me and go, hi, I'm applying for the position. Where's your resume?
Yeah.
Who are you? Where did you learn to do that?
Yeah.
I'd love to know.
No, literally.
Because when I was in
Who do you think you are?
Yeah. When I was in school, we were taught to do what Jamie did or like put the resume together and like be very straightforward and professional.
Or creative, like to stand out. Like
Yes.
obviously I'm not saying like send something ridiculous, but yeah, you have to do something that like isn't crossing the personal boundary line, but you do have to stand out.
Stand out and, represent yourself in a sense of way. Like back then, like the thing to do was like make your resume pink or something. Just show like this is my personality. I'm fun. I'm this, but like look at the stuff that I've done and so on and so forth. Like show who you are. And anyways, I mean, I can go on for days, but
No, I love it.
I feel like being. You're not going to, in this business, I feel like also you're not going to know everything. So I think also approaching a situation being like, hey, look, like I don't have the most experience, but I'm so eager to learn. And I know that like, should you hire me, I will be able to provide, loyalty and consistency. And I'm happy. I want to be taught. I want to grow in this field.
I think that's so underrated. Just being like, I'm willing to learn.
Transparency. And I don't know. I just feel like, especially at that age, I'm not expecting you to like have worked in, at that point at 25 years old, I had worked in like 6 different retail stores and I was a manager at pretty much all of them. But I started from the ground up. My first job was Babies R Us.
Yeah. Slay. Honestly.
I literally was a cashier and then I was a baby register manager.
Hell yes, Lily.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, no one starts automatically with their first job is like, something amazing. You work your way up and, you have to take the jobs maybe sometimes that not everybody wants and you grow from there and it teaches you skills. Like that first job, although it was not it wasn't fantastic in any way, but it taught me how to be on time, discipline. Work in a corporate situation teaches you a lot of things like, listening. You have a boss, you have expectations and I don't know. Those are fundamental things from each job that you carry on. So
Absolutely.
As long as you're willing to learn, I think that's important. And again, sometimes you don't know unless you take a leap of faith on somebody. But I'm not going to take a leap of faith on somebody who just like, hi, I'm here for the position.
Yeah.
No, impress me. Say something that might make me feel a type of way.
Yeah, like might make you like do a double take.
Yes, yeah. So I don't know. It's really hard though because these days no one wants to really work. Like,
oh no. People need to get their ass up and work
these
days, as Kim K would say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of people who feel like it's an inconvenience. And I don't know. I feel like there's also like a beauty in like a trial process.
Totally. I'm huge on trial.
Yeah, like
3 months thing.
Yeah, hire them and let them know straight up, like, look, like this is a trial basis, and you have a 60-day probation period of some sort, and go from there. Because again, you can't tell from everything.
Totally. Speaking of employees, how do you know when to fire someone, and what's your approach there?
So I get really worked up and I get really upset. Unfortunately, I need to work on that.
No, I think it's so like people don't talk about this, like how hard it is to fire instead of being the one being fired. Like it's harder to fire the person.
It's really hard. And I don't know. I am an empath, so I feel everything very deeply. And so like when I feel wronged or like disrespected or taken advantage of, I like start to like harbor it inside and I start to freak out. And so sometimes like I need time away. So like I'll literally won't show up to work for like 3 days and I'll work from home or whatever. And I'll think about, okay, like how can I approach this? What am I really mad at? What can I say? And then like, of course, then I'll have the conversation where I'm calm and like can stick to the facts because I don't want to like, take it there. But I don't know. Like, I feel like once I start to see that someone is either unhappy or not a team player, I feel like that's pretty much it. And they've got to go, you know? Or like, one of my favorite things to do in those kinds of cases be like, look, I feel like you're unhappy here. And let them just do it for me.
Oh, that's a smart way.
Like, just let them just tell me what they want to say. And I'm like, well, you know, if you're unhappy, like, by all means, you know, if this is not the place for you. And, you know, I try to stay as calm as possible and, you know, let them kind of decide on their own. But I don't know. It's very hard because I'm also young too.
Yeah.
And I'm spicy.
Yeah.
You know, my feelings get hurt. So it's like, you know, I feel like it's a very hard thing to approach.
It's so hard.
It's very hard. So,
I feel like also just like being female, like it's just more emotional. I don't know why, but it is.
Yep.
Like it just is. Do you ever feel like, or when you want to fire someone, is that something where you're like, you put it in the calendar, like, hey, I'd like to chat with you?
Yes.
Okay.
I won't tell them that it's happening.
Like, hey,
it's in my calendar.
Yeah, we need to have a meeting. Yeah.
Let's talk. But you know what? To be honest, I've never really had to. I've only fired 2 people in my career so far. Like,
that's great.
Knock on wood. I don't have to deal with that. Most of the time, it's always been like, you know, with retail, it's hard to keep people because they like move on to like their real thing. You know, like my favorite girl, she had to leave me. She was with me for many years. She was going to be a nurse. Yeah. So it's like, you know, they're with you for an X amount of time. Yeah. They're not going to be with you forever. A lot of my girls went to school. Like it is what it is. So, but I felt very lucky overall with my employees, but there's been a handful that I'm just kind of like, yeah, your energy has got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's messing with my energy.
Yeah.
What do you feel like has been your biggest lesson you've learned starting Clyque so far?
With Clyque, I would say learning to roll with the punches.
Okay.
Right? So like things like the delays, I've had to really learn to just deal with it and figure out either an alternative situation or, okay, how am I going to deal with this? How can I accommodate the delay? Versus before I would like freak out. I'd be like, oh my God, I have to drop this on this date because it's going to push this back and then this and people want new. Like I would create all these problems for myself and there's just nothing you can do at this point, especially with all the things that have happened with production because of the pandemic. You know, the prices of things have gone up, you know, everything again is stuck in customs and things like that. So it's like, you've had to learn to just kind of like brush it off your shoulders. And that's hard for me because, again,
You have a plan.
I have a plan. And again, my nature is very disciplined. And so when things are not according to plan, I freak out.
I get that. I get that.
What's your sign?
I'm a Cancer.
Oh, okay.
But I don't act like a Cancer.
Really?
Yeah. This is so LA. I just found out recently that my rising and my moon, that's what it is a Sagittarius. And I resonate with that. I'm like much more fiery than a Cancer.
Well, they say the older you get, you start to turn into your other moon and your rising.
Really?
Yeah, you start to relate more to them.
Okay.
So I'm a Capricorn, and then my moon is at my emotional side. My moon is a Cancer.
Okay.
Which is why I'm very emo. But my rising is a Scorpio. So I'm starting to feel more of a Scorpio because I like get hot-headed.
Got it. Yeah. I feel like I definitely have both. Like sometimes it depends on the type of person. Like if I'm close to you, that will really like emotionally affect me. If I'm not close to you, then I'm like, whatever, I don't give a shit. Like,
well, that's good.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, it kind of depends on who it is.
Yeah.
Or what the situation is. But
I really believe in that stuff though.
Really?
It's very weird. I feel like I don't like to believe in like things that like, I don't know. Is there a science to it? But I don't know. I just think it's so interesting because some people are like dead on. Yeah. So I feel like there has to be something to it.
I agree. I do think like when I find out my friends' signs and then look at the compatibility, that is weird. I'm like, whoa, that makes sense.
Yeah. You're like, oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Or do you ever do Enneagram stuff? Or have you taken the Enneagram test?
I haven't. I have a friend who told me to do it. And then like the quiz took so long at some point. I was in the middle of something. So I never went back to it.
You should try that out. I'm a 3. I
Okay.
feel like you might be a 3 too.
Really?
Or maybe, are you a perfectionist?
Yes, I have OCD a bit.
Okay, you're probably a 1 then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm a 3. So a 3 is like the achiever. Like you have to be the best.
Yes.
You have to, which you kind of give me that vibe too. Like you like to be a leader. You have to, do everything the best. But 1 is the perfectionist. Like things can't go out of line, which makes sense why that bothers you so much when production.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that for you though. I feel like you're very like goal oriented. I think that's a really great quality.
It is. It's a blessing and a curse. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Talking about social media, influencer marketing, how much do you rely on this for your business and with Clyque? Is this like your prime way to market yourself, or are you using like email? What are you using?
So right now, social media definitely is like the prime channel to reach people, because I think what's nice about Instagram, besides the fact that you get to create this cool content for your stuff, it's like you decide to clock in on it whenever you want. It's not invasive. It's not annoying, right? And so it's not like I'm sitting there texting every single human being like, back in the day when I would work in retail stores, like, hi, we just got all this new stuff in like every 4 days. So it's different. If you want to see it, if you're interested in what I have to say, here you go.
And you choose to follow.
Yeah, it's on you. But lately, like I do see, because of the algorithm, it's so impossible to see the things that like you want to see without turning on the notifications, but then you get a million notifications every day. So we've done the SMS thing where we text.
Cute.
And it's like, because I don't want to be annoying, because I've been on that side, we don't text often. We just, when there's a drop, we let you know there's a drop. If there's a restock, we let you know, if stuff like that. And then we do cohesive emails to match that. So it's not crazy, but I do the Facebook ads and things like that, because you kind of have to these days. But that's pretty much like the bulk of it. I think that we probably should do more. And we probably will, because as time progresses, I'm seeing that now also people are moving towards other apps and things like that. And I do feel like Instagram is kind of a little slow right now. Yeah. So
Do you guys have a TikTok account?
we do, but I like don't know how to get popping on TikTok.
I'll help you.
Yeah, please do, because I don't know, like on my personal, I don't get served the things that I want to see. And so, yeah, like I follow things, but like I feel like somehow, like, have you ever seen those houses that like, this is something I went deep dive into.
This is niche. Okay.
Yeah.
Go
Have
ahead.
you ever seen those houses where like they have all these like modern gadgets?
Wait.
And like they're in Japan and stuff.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yes, those are crazy. It's like the girl walks in from work and then she like has a shoe cleaner. Yes.
I'm obsessed with Japan to start.
Me
but
too.
all of a sudden, that's all I see, which is fine with me, because like I've been on a deep dive so many times, and I just
It's all
sit there
tech. Yeah.
for hours. I'm just watching, and I'm obsessed with it. But it's like, well, I also want to see fashion. And then I also want to see, like, show me the stuff that like in fashion that like hits.
Okay.
And so I don't get served that. So I feel like I'm like in a weird territory with the TikTok thing.
I'll start sending you good TikTok so it gets on your feed.
Please. And like, tell me what it is that's going to make things happen, because I don't know, like, how do people even get viewers? And it's just, they always say like, oh, consistency. You have to like post like 6 times a week or whatever. And it's like, but I don't know. Like, if
I think genuinely, if you just did your stories and posted your stories from Instagram on the Clyque, I would watch that 1,000,000% on TikTok.
Really?
Yes. Like, not even the photos. Like, when you like are in the mirror and you're like, hey guys, this is my outfit, blah, 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 blah. Like that, TikTok craves, like what works on there is raw, like authentic. I know everyone says this, but like extreme candid, almost like what thrives on there is bad lighting, like almost like crunchy looking people, like, you know what I mean? Like aesthetic on Instagram is what works, like the aesthetic, like the cool girl, whatever. Like your stuff is aesthetic just naturally, but like the most casual in the mirror selfie video is what will do well for your page, I think, on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think.
Okay, I'll do that.
No, I hate the it'll be like videos of the model posing and it'll be like wear this 3 ways with a sound, like that's over. It's like they want people to talk. They want it to be more personal. Like just dancing around to a song, I feel like doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah. Do you feel like audio is good, or like literally talking? Like, are songs still a thing, or people are literally like, hey, this is my outfit for today. I did this and this and this. Boom.
I think you fit your brand so well. So you talking is what I personally want to see from you.
Okay.
Versus like other brands, I see why the audio hits for them. Like you have to have, like, for instance, Jamie or another employee that's like crazy Gen Z, always on TikTok, like have them tell you what the it song is, because there are ways that brands can like really be funny.
Yeah.
With the sounds.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you have to be it's like a timely thing. Like you have to be like, sound comes out, see this trend, next day, boom, like
and
clicks onto it. Yeah.
Do you ever feel like if it's a brand that like has a vibe, it might be cheesy then? Like if you start to do those things, because this is what I battle. Because if I'm just being totally honest, I feel like, okay, look, I got a vibe, and I know what I like, and I know like what I fuck with. I like really cool lines. I like blazers. I like sleek, chic, whatever. And then I'm like, well. And then these trends on TikTok are a little bit young, or some of them like are border cheesy, and I'm like, well, does it take away? Like, I don't know. Like, it's like a fine line.
I think then like 90% of your stuff should be on brand, the like cool vibe, Lily, like aesthetic, and like you talking, like definitely that. And then maybe that 10% like you throw and see what hits.
Yeah.
Like using a sound or a trend, because like it's inevitable. Like trends are trends for a reason. Like they get views.
Absolutely.
Whatever. But I don't think like make it like conform to the TikTok like Gen Z like renegator. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to be woeing. Like or dabbing. You can just like you can talk in your stuff. I think just like you're cool. So like if you're interested in it, it'll be interesting.
Okay. Well, if you see any audios or whatever that you think that I can do with minimal amount of like dancing around or anything, send it my way. I'm happy to try it.
Or even like you guys could be creative. Like I'm thinking, because you have so many friends like who are kind of in the influencer or just like social media fashion space. You could be like, the TikTok could be like you being like texting my friends to see which bodysuit they like the best. And then like you send it in the group chat and be like, oh, or like texting my friends to see what I should wear. Like, and then that's a story. It's like you send it, it's a screen recording of the text. Your friends all like the cutout bodysuit versus like the long sleeve. Then you're like, okay, guys, this is what I'm wearing. Like, just make it be creative that way, I think.
Smart. That's very smart. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
And also it's fun because people are like, oh my God, like Sivan chose blah, blah, blah. And like, what are your other friends? It's Annie,
Kelly, Sophie.
Yeah, like Sophie's chose blah, blah, blah. Like they're arguing. Even like they could be like, bitch, no, this one's better. Like, get them to be sassy. You know what I mean?
I love that.
I think that would be fun to like see your guys' dynamic.
I love that.
And then it's like more personal. It's like you do that when you're going out anyway.
Yeah.
You could even be like, guy, you could have a night where you plan a dinner and you're like seeing what my friends showed up in. Like I told them to wear my brand. Let's see who styled it the best. And you guys have a competition.
Very cute.
Or like stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like that. I love watching that because that's like real life and it's fun for you guys to do in real life because you're like, let's see if I can beat this bitch, you know? But also it's fun for the viewer because like in real life you're having fun, so it's interesting to us.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I feel like, content is a full-time job.
It is.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
And I feel like the trends go by so fast before I even like really like get a chance to like enjoy it. So I feel like, you just have to be on it. That's just what it is.
I will say with TikTok though, what's amazing about it is like that can really sell out a product.
Yeah. So that's my other question. Do you feel like people are buying? Like when you see something on TikTok, are they translating to sales or is it just more brand awareness?
I think it's that's what's getting sales. Instagram in my head is brand awareness.
Okay. That's interesting.
I don't know. I think something about TikTok, like it feels, I guess, kind of like the idea of shopping. Like when I find someone, they're like, guys, this is actually good. And you can tell it's authentic. Like it's not an ad. Like, holy shit, like I can't believe this fits or whatever. Like same with that Skims bodysuit that people went, or that it was like an undergarment, but they wore it as a bodysuit or like random shit like that. I'm thinking of like Tinks had a cup that like went viral on TikTok. Like stuff like that. Like people, it's almost like I find stuff to buy on TikTok.
That's interesting. Well, I feel like people's attention is more there. Also,
definitely the younger crowd.
Yeah.
I would say. Like, I feel like still, like, you know, my older friends are still on Instagram and also YouTube. Like, YouTubers really get me to buy stuff because I'm like watching a full haul.
Yep.
And I actually get to see. Whereas like TikTok, it's like one clip or two or three things.
Yeah.
YouTube, I'm like, when I'm clicking a fashion haul, I'm trying to shop.
Huh. Okay.
But that's just me.
Yeah. No. Well, you're what matters.
I don't know. Okay, Lily, I love the business stuff. I truly have looked up to you so much, and like, just as a boss ass bitch, like I'm like this girl. Like I look at your life, and I'm like, I want that. So what you're doing is great.
Thank you. That's
Seriously.
very sweet.
Last few questions about style. What do you feel like is like the staples everyone needs to have in their wardrobe? And like be specific, like where should they buy it from? What do you recommend?
Yeah. So I'm very, very big on a white tee.
Okay.
Everyone needs a good white tee, but I think there's like three that you need. You need like a white cropped, you need like an oversized boyfriend, and then you need like something fitted. And specifically, Clyque makes an oversized white t-shirt bodysuit.
Thank God.
So it's nice. It's called the Walker, and it like snaps at the bottom. So when you wear your jeans, it feels like a big t-shirt. It's so perfect, and it comes in a few colors. But I think those are probably like my most personally worn items, and I do think the next thing would be denim.
Okay. Wait, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
What the heck do you wear under the white t-shirt? Like what kind of bra?
So it's actually really funny because I get this question more than anything.
Really?
It's so
I feel like I always
bizarre.
struggle finding a bra to wear underneath.
What brands do you like?
I haven't found one that I love yet.
Well, I will say Skims does a pretty damn good job.
Okay.
They have a couple new ones that just came out.
Yeah,
I
need
feel
to
like
try those.
I saw like there's one that almost kind of is like a very bralette sports bar-y kind of. It's just very seamless.
Okay.
And then the mesh stuff to me is very clean underneath, so it doesn't really show. Like I've always had this issue where it shows that line right in the front.
I hate that.
Yeah, and like they're good because they're supportive, but I don't know. Like I feel like they've done a pretty good job. But I'm a big bralette fan.
Okay.
I really like bralettes because they're easy and like, I don't know, I feel like at the end of the day, I'm like over it. I want to rip it off. And bralettes I can truly wear all day long
I
and
also
feel
hate
comfortable.
the strap here when the t-shirt's tight, like on the sides. It like I feel like it makes me look bigger than I am.
Yeah, like it like gives you a little
The rolls.
yeah, it's bizarre. But I feel like that's why I like bralettes because they're always like a stretchy fabric.
True.
And they kind of mold to your body. And actually we are in the middle of releasing something, so
Love.
to be determined.
So post notifications on,
Yeah.
obviously. Yeah.
And they will work for these items.
Okay. Smart.
But then the next thing will be denim. And I really love, I feel like everyone needs straight, skinny, and like a good boot cut kind of,
Okay.
which I think boot cut now is your modern day straight, but something like a little bit oversized, especially with the look right now. No one really is fully into skinny anymore.
And a tight bodysuit with the big baggy jeans. Mwah.
So cute. But I do think skinny jeans are still very clutch because you need to tuck them into boots in the fall or in the winter. And
Agreed.
I love Redone for this.
Okay.
Redone is great because they used to do the recycled jean thing, but now I feel like they're just manufacturing their own and they have some stretch in them, which is fantastic.
Love.
And I kind of have a booty, so I love what they do because it still shrinks in at the waist. And my issue is I always have that pucker in the back.
Yeah, same.
It's very annoying. And that's why you can only really like, if you have any kind of body, you can't wear anything but stretch.
Yeah.
So I think they do a really good job. And then A Goldie's great. And I just found Silver Lake denim. Have you seen that?
Oh, no.
Silver Lake, I think that's how you say it. But they have more like the Levi's thing where like they're true jean.
Got it.
And they fit good. So I'm really into those. And then the next thing I would say is everyone needs a good leather jacket.
Yeah, agree.
A good
I agree.
moto leather jacket, depending on your budget. Zara has good ones, All Saints, Eero. But my personal favorite is Acne.
Oh, okay. Acne Studios. Love Acne Studios.
They for jackets, they're it for
Okay.
me. So
Great to know.
Yeah, and I think those like that right there is an outfit.
Yeah.
You know, white tee, jeans, and then a leather jacket, and then you can wear boots or sneakers. But those are like I think core.
Got it.
And everything else kind of stems from there, right? So like if you have once you have your leather, then you get your black blazer.
Now,
And
where
then,
are your favorite places to get blazers?
Well, this one actually is a Neen Bing, but
Oh, it's so cute.
it's very comfortable. It's a good
It's
fit.
probably like a small fortune though, huh?
like the 300.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she does a good job of designer quality at like a ready to wear price. She's pretty decent. But look, I mean, I've had this for 2 years now and I've worn it. I can't even tell you how many times I've worn it. So
Okay,
I
great.
really get my bang for my buck for everything that I do purchase. It's like designer. But Zara's blazers are pretty good. If you get it before it's sold out, they do good stuff.
I do agree. I just got some like padded shoulder ones recently for the fall, and they make me look cool. Like I feel cool in them. I'm like, I feel like I run a business.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the minute you put on a blazer, you feel like that bitch.
Yeah. You do. And I love how Hailey Bieber has really like taught everyone that you can wear it like with dresses, with heels, with like everything.
I can't with her. She's my favorite person.
You like, deadass, you look like her.
I mean, I'm honored.
Yeah, you look like her.
I just feel like style-wise, she is so, I mean, and you can tell a lot of it's her.
Yeah.
Like, whether or not she's a stylist or not, she's got that effortless look, and she also is very relatable, I feel like.
She likes to be comfy, you can tell.
Yeah.
But chic.
Yes.
And almost like classic. Like, she likes to wear stuff that'll be just like classic throughout times. Like, not too trendy.
Yeah, I feel like she's like the Princess Di of our time.
She is.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah, same.
So much.
She's iconic.
Love her so much. Okay. I'm always so envious of like the designer pieces that you buy.
Okay.
And I love, you please do a luxury haul.
Yeah.
Like on, I need to see it, Lily. Please.
Really? I feel like people get like weird about it.
But I get
For you
happy.
personally?
I get happy.
Okay.
Okay. There's like, whatever. That it's for a certain whatever.
Yeah. I'll send you private videos.
Yeah, please. On your close friends.
I just get like, I think sometimes with that stuff, like people feel a type of way. You know, some people love it. I love it. But then some people are like, wow, are you flaunting that? I'm like, honestly, like I buy good things like shoes and bags because I've learned to do that.
This is what I was going to say is I feel like you are so smart with your purchases. Like I don't think I've ever seen you buy something that I'm like, why the fuck did she buy that? Like sometimes people get like a whack ass color or whatever. I get it. It's trendy. It's fun. We've all been there.
Yeah.
But I want to hear your thought process behind buying designer because the stuff you get, I feel like you're like, I've had this for 10 years. And I'm like, that's crazy. That's still trendy. So talk to me about it.
So, okay, I think that with the beauty with the designer is quality, right? Okay. So you're buying into the kinds of leather. They don't make up the prices. There's a percent of it that goes towards the name and like what it is, of course. Like Chanel, the price goes up and it's like, listen, it's the same shit from the past 20 years, but you're buying into certain things. However, overall, the leather, the production, the value, like what's behind it is reasonable, in my opinion. And just like you said, I've had things for like 10 years, 15 years, and it's just goes to show you that it has gone through, like the test of time and it's held its shape and its quality and so forth. So what I just do is like, I have a rule to start with that I don't buy anything designer unless I can come up with 5 outfits off the top of my head.
Love that rule.
Right then and there before I click the button or purchase or swipe the card or whatever.
Okay, 5 outfits. Can you talk me through this? Like if you find that bag you have right that you brought.
Yeah, well,
like, what are you thinking?
That's a little easier because it's a black bag.
Yeah.
But like, let's say the Prada loafers.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've envisioned, I can't remember my exact train of thought, but let's say right off, I could say I would wear it with a white bodysuit, like a tight rib wife beater. I'd wear that with a pair of trousers and then the Prada loafers.
Love.
That's one for like a good street chic model off duty. Another, I would do what I have on, a blazer, a dress, and my loafers. I even like it with a cardigan that like buttons a little bit and a little black skirt, socks,
Cute.
and loafers.
Love that.
Like it's like you have to really like think of it with what already exists in your wardrobe. And, maybe if you need to buy one more thing to pair with it, okay. But like, I don't know. I just feel like it has to make sense for you. And that's also why I stick to black or neutrals because
with buying designer.
Because it's like, okay, well, if I want to have it for this, duration of time, it needs to be able to play into other looks and, throughout the year, So, I've definitely bought things that are like baby yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, but I find a way to wear it all summer long or whatever the case is. So I think you just have to be intentional with exactly what it is that you are going to do with it and force yourself to wear it. Like, I just bought those Balenciaga boots. I got those in the middle of the summer, obviously not ready yet, but I was like, they're so good. And I said to myself, okay, well, the season hasn't hit yet and they're going to sell out. And so I made myself wear them with shorts and a cropped t-shirt to a concert. So it's like you have to just be intentional and make a point to wear it because that's your money. You
I will
say
Steve Madden has a great dupe.
Really?
I just have to say it. Yeah.
Really? Okay. That's amazing.
Yeah. Continue.
But how many times are you going to wear
I know.
it?
Yeah. But for my girlies that, you know.
Yeah. Shameless plug.
Yeah. Shameless plug. Steve Madden. Use my code. No, I'm kidding. Okay. What do you feel like are your best, like, favorite all-time designer purchases, and then least favorite? You're like, I could have skipped that one.
My favorite purchases are probably my black boot collection.
Yeah, you're black. I need to invade your closet. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
Thank you. I'm
So
very
good.
proud of them because I have invested in good quality black boots. And for my personal style, it's truly just me. Like, that is my look. So I love them and I wear them religiously. And so I would say that, but is my best or favorite.
Okay.
And my least, probably, I don't know. I can go a lot of different ways with this, but
Okay.
I'm kind of over like things that say designer's name on them.
I get it.
I was into it. My younger self would be like, oh my God, no, they're so cool. Like, you know, you want to show off. No, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not going to get rid of it because, you know, you never know. Maybe I'll have a daughter one day and she might like it. But like, I don't know. I have a shirt that says Balenciaga like 90 times. Maybe like one.
No, I get it.
One YSL across the front or Celine, fine. But like the throw up all over the shirt, I feel like I'm good.
I kind of agree. What about with bags, though? Does that still bother you too
No,
much?
yeah, no. I mean, you're buying into a label. You're buying into like, you know, a lifestyle. So I like that. But I don't know. I just feel like when it's overly done, or like, you know, Versace, things like that. Like they're just, it's too much. It's a little too much for me. Even with my denim or anything like that. I don't like anything that has a huge logo written all over it. I really don't even buy like t-shirts that say a lot. That's why that sweater, I didn't want it to be overbearing. Like there's nothing on the front, the logo's on the back, and it's barely a logo. It's like mixed in.
Yeah.
So, and like all the sweaters from that drop are like that. So it's I like things to be like a little bit more on the more subtle side. So
You can wear it more too.
Yes,
People forget that like you've worn this 8 times. You know what I mean?
yeah, because it looks just like a white sweater.
Exactly. With back to the boots. What boots? I need to know like specifics.
So I have a pair of the Row,
Okay.
the black combat, that boot, the
Love
zipper.
the Row.
They're so good.
I want a bat with a tote. Bag.
Can you believe it's Mary Kate and Ashley?
No, and that's what makes it better.
Yeah. I forget sometimes that they created this and like I wish I got to see more of them. Like
Yes.
yeah. I wish like they would come out at the end of the shows and like just be like, hi guys, and just
I wish they were active.
Yes.
Like on their Instagram. They don't even need to be like out and about. Like I just want to see if they would like show me, if they storied like you do.
yeah.
I would nut.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would literally be like,
yeah.
they're the it classic. Like, oh my God.
It's just so
Love them.
wild. I just like in my brain I think of them as little kids.
Yeah.
But then they've created this brand that literally, like, I would sell a liver, or I don't even know if that's even worth anything. I would do anything for the entire collection.
Okay, so the
everything
boots.
they make, yeah.
And how much do the boots kind of go for? Is it a 2?
Well, I feel like no.
Okay,
I feel like they're like $1,200.
Okay, and you feel like they're worth every penny.
Oh yeah, I mean mine are thrash at this point though. Like I've done a number on them, and I've even worn them into the summer.
Got it.
Like I would wear it with
a
like
a little denim or something.
a denim short and like a oversized tee.
Hot. Love it.
I would definitely love those. I have those Balenciagas. I have a pair of the By Far.
Oh.
Yeah, I love their stuff. They have a really good price point.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they have a great price point for that. Quality is fantastic. And then
There's some like fun, trendy stuff too. Cool.
Yes.
So it's cool.
Very cool. And like Shop Bop and stuff has it. And like they always have a good sale or a promo.
I
so,
also like Colt Gaia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ugh. I could wear their entire collection on vacation.
Yeah,
like
they're
just
sick.
fully packed. Yeah, but other than that, I have those Prada boots, the combat ones, the ones with that buckle, but I don't wear the pocket.
Okay.
Silly. So I just have it tucked away. And then like a few other like things, but those are like my primaries right now.
What about bags? What are the best bags you've ever purchased?
ever, my Balenciaga city bag.
The classic square. Yeah.
I've had that for many, many years.
I love that bag.
I mean, that bag was popping when I was in high school in like 2005. And it's carried so well. And I mean, I like the new one that they did. Like, it's like the round, the Kagol. I like that, but it doesn't fit anything. So it's,
I actually like the old one better.
I do too. Also, it's just like easy. What I love about Balenciaga is you can throw that thing around and it just looks better with time.
Yes. I was just about to say that. It's kind of like a leather jacket. Like it looks better with time.
Yeah. The more you abuse it.
And stuff it. Yeah.
It's so good. And I just feel like the black especially, they picked the best leather, I think.
Okay.
And I don't know. I feel like they've always stayed true to their like core.
So you love Balenciaga.
I love them. They're not my top favorite.
What's your top?
They're like top 5. My favorite is Saint Laurent.
Oh, yeah, you are such a YSL girly.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of Hedi Slimane, which is their creative. Well, he is the creative director of Celine right now, but he was with Saint Laurent. And during the time when I first started to really invest into like these nicer pieces, he was doing stuff. And that's when I really kind of realized my personal style because I do feel like, YSL, Celine, and even a little Bottega sometimes are a really good blend of feminine and masculine into a marriage. And I feel like it relates to me the most. And I kind of incorporate that into my personal style because I like to be like tomboy chic.
Me too.
I'm the most comfortable in that. But I also know that my body type needs to be wearing like sexier things. So those brands really encompass what I want to achieve. Yeah.
I love that. I wish that you were like a full-time influencer genuinely so I could just like watch all your stuff.
I just run out of things to say.
No, your style and fashion shit like gets me, my fashion school self, like so excited.
Thank you.
Seriously. You're really good at it.
You went to fashion school?
Yeah, I went to FITM.
Oh, wow. Did you love it?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Yeah. I did study digital media and like digital cinema there, but I still got the fashion fix. So it was cool.
That's an amazing major though.
Yeah. It was great for what I do now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I literally like had an audio engineering class and it's like, here I am having a podcast. Never in a million years did I think I would need to know Pro Tools.
Well, you manifested it.
Exactly. Anyway, okay. Speaking of masculinity, you have a man's. How did we get here? I feel like I've been a part of Lily's dating journey for a while as a follower. I struggle dating in LA. I just turned 25. Give me your tips and tricks, your rules. I want to hear all about it.
Well, let me preface with saying that I am 35.
Okay.
Am I 35? Yeah, 35. I'm turning 36. And I kind of just found the person that I feel like fits me, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And I don't know if it has to do with age and or how serious I was with intent to date. But I feel like that definitely played a part. When I was younger, I didn't take it as serious as I should have. I always kind of just...
Really?
Yeah, I dated the guys that were not serious people.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
This is good for me to hear.
Yes, I dated the artsy-fartsy, like, didn't, like, take life serious. And I was...
Skateboarder type?
I went for the bad boy.
Yeah.
And someone that, like, they understand the way my mind works kind of thing. But, like, they weren't real people. They weren't, like, real... Like, when it comes down to it, there was a meme that went at, like, there was at that time around, like, yeah, that doesn't pay bills. And it's just kind of like, I don't know, they're not partners for a long-term situation. They're just fun.
They'll write a song about you.
Yeah. They're fun for the moment, and then that's all the purpose that they serve.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I was always going for the wrong type of person because I was looking to have fun. And I felt that, it wasn't until I started seeing my friends create these beautiful relationships with their now husbands and, creating a life. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I should have taken that time to like really be serious, and I could have had fun, sure, but I didn't need to date them, like fully be with them. Like they weren't real people to be with. So, I mean, no offense to the bad boys and the artists out there, like, all respect. Yeah. So I don't know. I kind of made a little bit of, errors in that department. And once I started to take it more serious and realize that the kind of person that you want to build a life with has characteristics that are more aligned with you. You know, I want to be a wife, I want to have a kid, and I, want to travel, and I want a very particular lifestyle for myself, and I had to be focused. So the minute I think I put that focus into the air and like started to pick people like that, I found my man's.
Love.
Yeah.
You guys are adorable.
Thank you.
We'll get to him in a sec. I need to deep dive more on this.
Yeah.
What do you mean you were focusing in? Is this like when you started downloading apps? Like, be specific. Like, how did you date with a focus?
I didn't really start like taking it more serious until like right before like pandemic, maybe like a year or two, because I was also very focused on my business. And I thought to myself, once I really just focus on building my life, then I will find that person that will add value to it. He will not be my value. He will add. That's really, I bring it to the table, right?
Yeah.
And I always feel like it's very important as a woman to have your own, because you don't ever know.
Totally.
Guy could cheat tomorrow and you're fucked.
Yeah.
So I always focus on me first. So I kind of approached it like that, and then I had to download Hinge.
Yeah.
And I hated it. But in the interim, while I had my account, I would kind of like flirt a little bit or like just talk to people, but there was nothing promising. And in that time frame, people would also set me up with other people that they thought worked for me. And
So were you asking your friends like, hey, set me up?
I wasn't asking. They were more forcing it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, you know what? I truly believe that, as long as I focus and put the energy out there, it will happen one of these days. And so I would go on these dates, and, I will say, knock on wood, I never had a bad date.
Really?
Yeah.
I've had some bad ones. Okay, continue.
I was very lucky. I went on some dates with some fabulous people. Love them all. Great people. Like,
Wow.
very, very good people. Just not for me.
Okay.
And I was very focused on what I wanted. And my friends were like, well, you're being too picky. And I said, no, first of all, there has to be a vibe. There has to be like a connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like when I meet guys that like they're perfect on like paper, and then I'm like, I just am not like feeling this.
It's instantaneous.
Yeah.
It's the minute you sit down, and I like you, I'm very open, and I'm like, I'll talk to you and I'll have a good day, but I'm going home.
Yeah.
And,
no, literally me.
I
gotta go.
Yeah. And like, it's just like, I don't know, like I don't think it's hard. I imagine this for you too. It's not hard for you to like sit and talk to someone for a long period.
I could talk to paint drying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally. I could talk to a wall.
Yeah. So it's like, that was never an issue for me, but it was just like a feeling. And I wanted to feel like, oh, okay, this is easy.
Like I'm a little nervous.
Yeah. I'm nervous. This is easy. I could see myself with this person. And then of course, like I'm kind of going down my checklist and asking questions that I need answers to. And it wasn't until Patrick that, I met him on Hinge. He was very direct, and I loved his approach. And we had a 5-hour dinner, and he kind of just, started to check off all my boxes as we were talking.
Where was the dinner?
It was in Sherman Oaks. Actually, he's really good at dating. He would be a good person to pick his brain at, because he was very active trying to find somebody too. He was actually a million times more active than I was.
Really?
But it wasn't right? So he always had this theory that like you have to set up a dinner situation, first date was drinks, but like maybe appetizers.
Yeah.
So he found this place called Augustine Bar in Sherman Oaks, and we met there. And what he did was, let's order a drink, or let me get you a drink. And then once the conversation started picking up and he knew that it was a good situation, then he would order the food.
Smart.
So he had it down to a science, and I'm over there like getting, sauced. But we had a very long, great date, and then he was very straightforward, no games, and here we are.
Love that.
Yeah.
I feel like my biggest struggle in a lot of girls, like, first of all, it's hard to meet someone other than the dating apps.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to meet someone in real life, which kind of sucks, but whatever. That's just our...
It's this generation.
It's the generation.
Yeah.
But the second thing is that I hate is I feel like I do plan the date. We plan it. We go out. I get ready. I drive the however long it is or like Uber, whatever. We get there. And then I just like, it's what it is. It's like, oh, you're a good person. But it's just like, I'm not feeling it. And then I'm like, it was a waste of my time.
Yeah. Well, I think you kind of have to do that though.
Yeah. It's like a part of the game.
Yeah, I have a friend who said it's a full-time job, right? And she said she would treat it like a job. And she said, I would go on these dates. I would always just go for a drink because I want to be able to get out fast.
Me too. I love the drinks.
The drink thing is smart.
Dinner
or coffee.
is like terrifying. Oh my God.
Yeah. And so, she did treat it like a full-time job. And lo and behold, she's now married for over a year. She found someone pretty fast. And, it's just about like, it's putting yourself out there. Eventually someone's going to match your energy.
What were your like expectations or things you were trying to check off being like this boss ass bitch? I have a great life. Like you're going to have to be extra great to join it type of thing. Like what were you looking for?
I really value people who are genuine and people who are goal oriented, and he's definitely those things. But I need you to have your own. I need you to like do you, and like we come together and create something that can not only have longevity, but like I said before, create a lifestyle that I'd like for myself. Like, I don't want to take care of you. For lack of words. I don't want to do that. because I won't respect you then if that's the case. I need you to like do you, have your thing. If in the future you want to work together, that's cool. Like we do it together in some capacity, fine. But I needed someone to have their thing. I needed them to be genuine, family oriented for sure.
Agreed.
And I needed you to have kind of like the same idea of how you want to live your life. Like travel is very important for me because one thing I learned during the pandemic was I need to see things.
Same.
And I've always seen things, but now I'm like, nope, it's got to happen. It has to happen.
Travel's crucial.
Yeah. And what I used to do is work like a dog. And so now, and then I would travel, but like for 2 days. Or it was like a very big deal if I left the country. And now I'm like, nope, I'm going here, I'm going there. And I need someone to be able to do that. And also I need someone to teach me things. I need you to like show me a new world. Literally.
Golf.
Yeah. But he's so outdoorsy. And so he's really promoted me to like get up, move my body, do these things to really like see things from a different perspective. Because if you leave it up to me, I'll sit on a beach with a cocktail.
You are the hottest outdoorsy girl I've ever seen in my entire life. Like your Banff trip, I was like, he has to be drooling this entire time.
Oh my God.
You with your little like hiking boots and your little sports bra, like so cool.
Thank you. I mean, he definitely has pushed me to go outside my comfort zone, and I'm happy to do it because he needs that for him.
That.
And so I would have never gone to Banff. What am I going there for? But I'm
so beautiful, right?
So beautiful. Low-key, I didn't even know it exists. He doesn't know that, but
we won't tell him. He's not watching. Yeah.
But I mean, what a beautiful place.
Yeah.
I've been to so many beaches in the world, and then this is now my favorite place I've been to.
So cool. I'm dying to go.
You absolutely should, and go in the fall or spring so that you can see that water.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Lake Louise, so pretty.
So beautiful. But, I definitely will say that someone who can teach me things that I don't already know is a very crucial thing. Because
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, again, adding value to my current existing situation.
And it keeps you stimulated, like intellectually. Like you're like, oh, you interest me.
Yes. And, I would like to think vice versa.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
I've definitely brainwashed him that watching my shows is a very important thing. So
yeah,
I've taught him lots of things.
Okay, what are your go-to shows? I know you're a Game of Thrones girly. What are your top 5 or whatever?
Top 5 in general?
Yeah.
Well, Breaking Bad.
Okay.
But I also watched The Wire, and I'm a big Wire fan.
Okay. You literally, like, your television taste is like a dude.
I think so. Yeah. I've been told.
I feel like every guy I go on a date with, he's like, Breaking Bad, best show ever. I'm like, okay, like I kind of get it.
Yeah, I love that. Game of Thrones is my number one.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
love Game of Thrones.
Yeah. And then, of course, like I love like A Handmaid's Tale. I like a deep, dark story.
Yeah, you do.
I like something to like suck me in and take me somewhere and tell me something that I haven't already seen.
And you like can't be on your phone watching it at the same time.
Oh
like,
yeah. I don't allow the phone when I'm watching my shows.
It drives me nuts.
Neither can he's not allowed either.
Okay.
Unless it's a stupid thing like
yeah.
Like
email, or work, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we were watching The Bling Ring last night. I'm like, okay, you could be on your phone. I don't really care.
Okay, but if it's like House of Dragon.
There's no phones allowed whatsoever. But I did just watch the Jeffrey Dahmer thing.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I heard it's insane. I heard it's scary.
It's creepy.
Okay.
But, I mean, I've never seen his story told like that. And so I needed to watch it.
Okay.
But it was very dark. Yellow Jackets is a great show.
Okay.
Did you watch that?
No.
So Game of Thrones ruined my show situation because I now constantly need to be overly stimulated when I'm watching a show. Same. And I need constant like...
I'm writing this down, Yellow Jackets.
Yeah. I'll send you my list too.
Please do.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
I need constant excitement at all times. So I feel like things run really flat for me. Like I love Yellowstone, but I'm bored. And, you know, there's things like that. I watch it for other reasons, you know, and so
I love Yellowstone.
Yellow Jackets really fucked me up.
What is that on? What streaming platform?
I think it's Showtime.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but I'll find out for you. Okay. But it was very exciting, and it's all girls.
What is it
all
about?
All girl cast. So this soccer team goes on a flight.
I heard of this.
Yes. And they get lost in Canada and the Rockies, and it shows these girls, 17, 18-year-old girls surviving.
Oh my gosh.
And not surviving. And then there's cannibalism and stuff. And then it fast forwards to the ones that survived in the future and how they're all fucked up. It's great. Yeah.
Okay, I need to.
Juliette Lewis is in there. Christina Ricci.
Love.
Yeah. So good. Very well cast.
Wow.
Yeah.
And why are you why are you such a Thrones stan? Like I know you have the tattoo.
I have two actually.
Oh, you do?
I have Dracarys and then I have Needle. Arya's my favorite character.
I love her.
She to me is so badass, and she was my favorite storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's my favorite too. I mean, I love Daenerys though. Like, I love her storyline too.
I did too. There was times where she got on my nerves sometimes.
Yeah, agreed.
For sure.
But Arya, so good.
Yeah, and her perseverance, like she was alone. I just love that.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I just got back from Croatia and you, Lily, have to go.
Wow.
The whole time I was with a group, none of them had watched Thrones. I literally would randomly be like, Dracarys. I'm not kidding. I was walking around like the steps.
Yeah.
I was like shitting my dick.
Wow.
And my friends didn't get it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm
beautiful too.
I'm on your level. I went to Girona in Spain, which is where the steps where Arya became a girl with no name, and then also the church, the Shame Church with Cersei. So I literally had the app that there's like a sound that you push the little button, and then it rings a bell and it goes shame, and I was playing it like a lunatic. And I mean, the fandomonium is like next level here, but I don't know. I enjoy it. Like. I want to be a nerd. I'm a nerd deep down, but I want to be that person. So that's fine. I'm good with it.
No, the stairs, the walk of shame, like steps or whatever. I was like, this is insane.
Yeah, and it's actually really small. Yeah. And then when we were there, we were talking to people who said basically like they expanded it visually and it made it look so much bigger than it was. So seeing those things in person. And I also went to the Alcazar Palace in Seville, Spain. They did a lot in Spain.
You love Spain, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where the Dornish were. So that you see all that. Like if you want to go on like a full-on Game of Thrones like visiting tour you can go to every European country and find something.
Wow.
Yeah.
So cool.
So cool.
Yeah, Croatia, I think you and your mans should do a trip there.
I want to go, and I heard there's a really great beach there too. Yeah.
There's also, it's like, you can definitely go when you're like, I just went with some of my college friends. And so like some of us were just, we were trying to do it the, college way.
Yeah.
But like, if you want to be bougie, they have nice spots too. Wow. And it's like, it's so cool because it's literally like in a castle, but it like almost has that Greece vibe.
Yeah.
Where it's like, there's water everywhere. It's beautiful. So European beach clubs. Like it's very fun.
It's on my list.
It was
after Japan.
My favorite. You need to go to Japan.
I'm trying. I'm trying to go.
You would like get so much fashion inspo there.
I just need to be there.
Yeah.
I've heard so many amazing things.
I've only been once and I definitely want to go back.
Yeah.
Tokyo.
Ugh. it's on my list.
You gotta
for
go.
sure.
Okay, well, Lily, this has been so fun.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and your wise words. And I just think you're the coolest.
Oh, ditto.
So thank you so much. And where can everyone follow you and get Clyque stuff?
So you can follow Clyque at Clyque the Label.
Okay.
And of course, clyquethelabel.com. You can purchase a plethora of items. We have actually a really amazing inventory right now. And me at Lily Adel.
Definitely, guys, go follow her. Go buy a bodysuit or just anything from Clyque. It's so buttery. It's delicious. The fabric is
Thank
so
you.
good. And you will wear it. Like, I wear this all the time.
You're so sweet.
So definitely go check it out and follow her because she's like the coolest girl ever.
Thank you.
And yeah, make someone's day this week. Love you guys. See ya.